You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box. Welcome to the Shoulder Strikes MMA Podcast. You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box. Welcome to the Shoulder Strikes MMA Podcast. You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shoulder Strikes MMA Podcast, fresh off of a UFC Vegas 78. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the Apex, the home of Juliana Miller. My name is Matt McSweeney. I am joined by Capone. Ty, how are you feeling after we had a UFC Vegas. We had some boxing that went on that was, it seemed like it was a good fight. I didn't get the chance to see it, but a lot of people were saying it was an exciting fight, or at least kind of one-sided. But how was your weekend, I guess I should ask first?
Pretty good. Nothing really insane happened. We have some Tuesday Night Contender Series. We have the Ultimate Fighter about to wrap up. That was actually good. Actually, the Ultimate Fighter, I think the way the season's going to end is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty much the four best out there.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the Hollowball Hubbard fight. I actually think I'm going to take a shot at Hollowball as a dog. That's going to be a really good fucking fight. And Cody Gibson, I kind of forgot about him and his UFC run, and he goes out there with a fucked up knee and smokes everybody. So, and then McGregor says he's going to bare knuckle box KSI. So that was fun.
I mean, I try to ignore a lot of the stuff that he's doing these days. It's a shame because
apparently that December fight's getting close to getting locked in with Chandler. But I'll believe it before I see it, or I'll see it before I believe it. I don't know.
Something like that. Listen, I ain't fucking believing it. Let's just say that, all right?
Aljo's is probably moving up after 292, so that kind of puts a damper on the mood, maybe. Because if he wins, it's great. Now he's going to move up, and it's going to be the belt's going to be up in the air for Marab to just have, and everyone's going to be mad at that, including myself. But we'll see what shakes out there. Sugar Show, he's here. Ian Gary signs with Jake Paul's team, so that's interesting. We had a twister for the third time ever go down in the UFC, so there's a lot of finishes on this card for sure. The first 7 fights were finishes, and 6 of them ended in the first round. So some action, baby, some action in the Apex. I believe they were giving out some money, not as much as I thought though, but they were giving out some cash.
Well, Mr. Krabs, aka Dana White's got to give out some of that bread that he keeps raking in on a week in and week out basis. So let's get right into it. Rafael Dos Anjos takes a hard L to Vicente Luque. Luque bouncing back after an evisceration by Jeff Neal. We discussed everything on the last pod. I guess we should just talk about the fight. But honestly, Ty, we kind of discussed a little bit before. Really not much to talk about here. It was just kind of a real boring, I know some of you purists out there would love to talk about how this is a chess match and all this. I really don't think objectively you could say there was anything exciting about the way this fight played out. It was a lot of clinch work on the fence. I think I discussed it a little bit, but I didn't think it would play as much of a factor because I don't know. I guess I should have just really thought this one out a little bit more. But Luque's size in these clinches and these sort of grappling exchanges kind of played a big factor, and it was just the fact that Hardier really only knows one way how to fight, and it just was not going to work against Luque. And it really was just kind of a wash. And I know some of the judges, the rounds were close because there really wasn't a lot of action. So you could give 1 round here to RDA or 1 round to Luque. It kind of could have gone back and forth, but the right man wound up winning, and we were on the wrong side here.
Yeah, a lot of these rounds with the strike totals were pretty close. I mean, they didn't really exceed 20 significant strikes in any round either. And total strikes, they didn't really exceed 30 total that much. It was very, they were just battling for position, a lot of grinding, just a tough 25-minute wrestling match. 12 minutes of control for Luque, almost 4 for Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos 2 of 7 on takedowns, Luque 8 of 11. I don't really remember Vicente Luque putting up numbers like that ever.
Yeah.
Ever. So that's kind of disappointing. I think, RDA, I don't know what he should do. I mean, I don't think he's completely cooked. He didn't come out here and get knocked out in the first round, but 170 is probably just not his. I don't think he's a ranked fighter at 170. I don't even know if he can make 155. So it's like, I don't know what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Welterweight's probably easier with the level of competition, but man, he can't win a main event against a guy who's coming off a brain bleed. I know he got cleared, and maybe he's fine, right? I mean, he obviously has changed his style completely. Like, he's been working with Usman, which I did not know that Luque and Usman have been training a lot. So it looks like he's honestly trying to put on a more grapple, wrestle heavy approach to avoid, cumulative damage to the brain, which, listen, very smart. Some guys like Diego Sanchez, BJ Penn, they never did that. So good on Luque. I mean, he's only 31, which is fucking crazy, man. He's been through so much, so many wars and so many tough fights. But yeah, honestly, good win for him. I think there's a lot of people that counted him out. I know the odds were kind of close, but the money at the very end was coming in on RDA. I think he closed at like 130, 140. So yeah, tough, gritty win for Luque. Not the most entertaining, not the best, but pretty much a UFC Apex main event.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that that's a part of this and that's a thing, but it just felt like that. It felt like a real, boring sort of Ultimate Fighter sort of fight where it's like, okay, this is happening. I'm at one was live. I was at the Phillies game and I sat there, had it on my phone, but then midway through I think I got to the third or fourth round. I was like, okay, I'm good. Like, I don't need to see any more of this. I knew how it was going to happen. I went back, watched it the next day, and I was like, I don't even know why I did this because I knew exactly how the rest of this was going to play out. It was just a mismatch. It's the best way I could put it. It just was never really going to be a good fight, it seems. And like you said, like Luque, the good thing about him kind of changing his game a little bit is that it's going to lead for more longevity. I know he's already been in some wars, and it's one thing to, some of these guys who fight the way that he fought this past fight, they can't fight like a savage like he has in the past. And he has that inside of him. He can do that if he needs to, but like in a fight like this, you don't need to go out and have a war with RDA. Or like when you're fighting say Woodley back in the day, when you're taking shots from Woodley, you don't need to be doing that when you could just be putting pressure on him, being smart, maybe applying some of that grappling and, the wrestling, because Woodley towards the end wasn't really the grappler he was in the beginning. But I don't know. I guess it's just good to see Luque, like you said, kind of making strides in his game, getting better, and voice crack. But yeah. Now, we're going to get into a little bit of a part of the card that was a real tough loss for me, personally, because and you had this as well, I believe. Hakeem Dawodu loses a unanimous decision, to Cub Swanson, where I got to be honest, Ty, I don't know how. Now, I get, like, when I went back and watched it, it was closer than I thought it was, like, off first watch, but still don't understand how you give Cub Swanson 2 of those rounds. I really just don't get it, but I guess I'll ask you if you feel the same way.
Yeah, I thought, honestly, it was close-er to 30-27 Hakeem than 29-28 Cub.
Yeah.
But I do think, the third round, Hakeem pretty much outstruck him total strikes, 52-32. There was a 1 takedown attempt by Cub, but he also got reversed in that third round. And significant strikes, Hakeem had 9 more than him. The second round, they were very close. Cub outlanded him in total strikes. And then the first round was kind of close, but Hakeem had the edge there too. I don't know, man. I thought Hakeem definitely did enough. I feel like he definitely fights on thin margins, though. He's somebody that makes rounds and fights close. I mean, even going back to, what was that fucking guy's name? Kyle Bochniak. He fought to a split with that guy.
Yeah.
And I know that was early in his career, but that guy Bochniak was just, he just liked to make it tough for guys. So he's always been kind of like that. The Trezano fight was close-ish. He was winning. He was winning parts of that Erosa fight before he lost. So, I mean, that's two tough decisions in a row. And 3 of his last 4 he's now lost, and just 6 straight fights have gone the distance since that knockout of Yoshinori Hori, where he was beating the brakes off that guy. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's really next for Dawodu. I feel like he's kind of stalled a little bit. I do like his striking. I do like his speed. I feel like he just I don't know what it is. I don't know if he just needs more power, or Needs to just diversify his striking a little bit, but it seems like he's kind of stalled out a little. But I mean, dude, Cub Swanson didn't even think he won. Like, how many fighters will admit, like, oh yeah, I don't think I did enough to get the job done? Like, not any of them really. Like, it happens once in a while, but yeah, I think everybody had the same reaction that was watching the fight live. Maybe not a robbery because it wasn't, completely one-sided, but the right guy didn't win. So how do I not call that a robbery? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm with you.
Even looking at the media scores, how many people had it for Cubby? Let's see, like 2 of 12.
Yeah.
So that's just tough to see.
2 of 12, and 3 of the guys on the side of the cage had it all for Cub Swanson, which kind of made it literally. The more you just sit there, you're like, dude, that made absolutely no sense. And shout out to I believe we weren't the only ones who got screwed. I believe Mikey Betts got screwed as well. So God
damn it!
Shout out to Mikey Betts out there. Thank you for listening. To everyone out there as always. And I think you even said like it was what like plus like 600 or something.
I think I didn't see this myself, but I saw someone say he was like minus 1,500 in the last minute of the third round. Like, the people that set these odds and make these odds, they're not idiots. You know, I get. I don't know. It's just
like it's not the holy grail, but like it's like those people aren't playing with their money. Like if they think that it's a certain way, they're trying to be smart about it. Those people have jobs to uphold. They're gonna set the line a certain way. I saw all the Twitter scorecards were on our side too. It just seemed like we got hosed, and I hate to say that, but that's how it felt. And it's unfortunate because all we can really do is sit here and cry about it. But
pretty much.
I mean, good win for Cub, I guess. He didn't even think he won after the fight. That's the tough part. But how about Khalil Roundtree with a straight left decimation of Chris Daukaus, who drops to 12-4. It might be over for Chris.
12-7.
That's 4 in a row. Honestly, we kind of said it in the pod last week. They really haven't been doing him any favors with these matchups that they're setting him up with, because it seems like he's just fighting all enormous black dudes who throw bombs. So I don't know. Literally the last 4 fights have been almost carbon copies of each other, just one smaller than the next. And
yeah, I mean, they're all hammers. I mean, Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades, Jairzinho Rosenstrike, and Khalil Roundtree. What do you think when you see those 4 men? They fucking throw bombs, and they're big. Dude, Khalil Roundtree is yoked.
Yeah.
He is on all the sauce. Like, maybe if they want to give Mr. Daukaus a welcome to 205, maybe Alexa Kamer would have been the perfect option. Maybe somebody not as
Volton
terrifying.
Walker.
Yeah, I don't know about him yet. The jury's still out. Maybe
I just want to see that man get in there, dude.
Maybe Tanner Bozier for Daukaus. Maybe your boy Zach Pauga. I don't know, but
feed him.
He got welcomed to the division by a ranked light heavyweight, which I also thought again was a mistake. But he's probably done. I would assume. No,
I would sure hope so. Honestly, I think the days of Chris Daukaus fighting. I mean, this guy had a couple main events, didn't he? Or at least one. I'm pretty sure the Derek Lewis fight was a main event.
Derek Lewis definitely was. I don't think the Curtis Blades one was.
It was.
Oh my god, it was.
Jesus God, yeah. And then then they learned their lesson after that. But
brutal. It's crazy. It's just such a weird. Like, look at the first 4 guys he fought. Just big, slow fatties. And then look at the next 4 guys he fought. Like you said, big, powerhouse, yoked motherfuckers. Like, just a very odd fight selection, I guess, or, matchmaking. But, I mean, I feel like it's kind of unfair to cut him now. I mean, again, like, 4 prolific knockout artists. Some of the best in UFC history. I know Jairzinho hasn't fought that much, but in his early career, he was putting these dudes out to sleep. I remember I was in the hospital one time watching him fight. I forget why I was even in the hospital, honestly. But I watched him fight Junior Albini, and I was like, damn, when's he going to knock this dude out? And he knocked him out pretty bad. Remember he jabbed your boy Alan Crowder in 9 seconds?
Yeah, who could forget?
So, And then obviously Derek Lewis and Curtis Blades even has sneaky power. He just doesn't really have a great chin. But I would like to see them give him another guy like that's not good at light heavyweight. But I mean, I don't think we necessarily need to see that.
No, it's not like the thing is, I'm not clamoring to see Chris Daukaus. I wasn't before. I definitely am not now. And barring him, I know he talked about it going to 185. That's his only. He's got to just keep going, man.
I mean, I didn't. Well, what happens after that? 170?
Well, no, that's it. If he gets put down at 185, it's over. You have to be done. But it obviously wasn't it at 205. So it's like, I don't know. He just doesn't take a shot well. And I know he gets hit hard. I mean, it's just. Shout out to my dog who just decided to start barking now. But
she agrees. Cut him. I
would cut him too. But how about Yasmin Lucindo? There's so much going on in my house right now. There's people walking in and out. There's all sorts of stuff going on. But
the whole party.
Yasmin Lucindo arm triangle over your girl Polyana Viana. This was 8 minutes into the fight. So I'm so glad that I bet this. I knew the what did I have here? I had that fight will not go to the decision, which was one of my favorite. I didn't know that was even a thing that I could bet. Figured it out last week. And this was the move because, like we said, Polyana Viana is kind of kill or be killed in a sense, and so is Yasmin Lucindo. So we'll take that W.
Yeah, pretty boring fight. They were stood up a couple times from the bottom, and then out of nowhere, Lucindo was just like, all right, let me put her in an arm triangle. That was it. Polyana Viana, I think all of her wins are by finish, and all of her wins are by finish, and most of her losses are by decision, but she's been subbed twice now. I don't know what's next for her. I mean, she beats the Mallory Martin, Ginny Fries of the world, but she can't beat Tabitha Ritchie or Veronica Macedo or Yasmin Lucindo. So, pretty good performance by Lucindo. I didn't see her getting the sub because I think she only has 3 now, but still pretty good performance, pretty good finish from her.
We'll take it. How about AJ Dobson, Tafon Njoukwi? This was another boring one, kind of just buried in the middle of this card. Leg kick fest. Yeah. And Njoukwi had absolutely nothing for him. Was Njoukwi? I felt like I've noticed. No, I mean they were kind of the same size. It just felt like Njoukwi had absolutely no chance to even get close to finishing this fight, let alone even winning the fight. And there was a couple takedowns, right? If I remember correctly,
Dobson pretty much stole the fight in the 3rd round, took him down, and controlled him for the whole round. So
seemed like there was a lot of just I don't want to call it filth, but just a lot of boring little slop fest kind of happening in the middle of this card.
It was one of those filler cards. Thank God we got finishes, but very much agree with what you said. It was a good win for Dobson. Also, Tafon is yoked. Like he's probably going to win a bodybuilding contest or 5. Maybe that affects him. Maybe he can't swing punches as well because his arms are just absolute balloons. But that's 3 in a row now for Tafon Didon. He's 6-4. So I think maybe he needs to. I don't know. Maybe he needs to take it to CFFC or Cage Fury. That is Cage Fury. Brave CF something.
LFA.
I don't know. I mean, getting smoked in a minute by Olberg. Sure.
Invicta.
Sure. Yeah. He was winning that Ozma fight, but then he got crucified, and then this fight he just loses decision. So he's lost in very different ways, but he just keeps losing. Not a recipe for success. Maybe you'll find him on that UFC roster watch list. You know who just hit the UFC roster watch list?
I saw James Krause. Is that
James Krause?
Yeah.
Finally cut him. I don't know what the whole wait was. Maybe his contract just expired. I don't know. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Ian Heinisch both formally announcing their retirement, handing in their papers. No more fighting from them. They're joining the Mandy Bombs of the world.
Yeah, Mandy Bomb also on the list.
Yeah,
so
terrible. We got to bring her back.
Not really. How about Josh Fremd, unanimous decision over Jamie Pickett? Real dominant grappling sort of showcase here. Jamie Pickett's just not that good. We kind of discussed it. I thought we had a couple opportunities for. I think we almost had a guillotine at one point. We were threatening a lot of different submissions, but we never really We got close, but not that close enough to really, get the victory for that bet. And I mean, it's a good win for Josh Fremd. He needs to start stacking them up after he had a couple of rough outings to begin his UFC run. So it's now he's 2-2. It's a good couple wins for him.
Tough to not finish Jamie Pickett though.
For sure.
Dennis Tallulah made short work of him. Kyle Dawkins made really short work of him. So Jordan Wright, remember the beat down he put on him?
The Beverly Hills Ninja. I'm always tuned in.
How about Jamie Pickett getting a couple takedowns? He had I think it was like the end of the second round. Or beginning of the third, he had a little bit of success, but he just doesn't do anything really well. He's a good athlete, but he's got good size. But he's kind of like Joseph Holmes, one of the only guys he's beaten. Just a big, long. He's got an 80-inch reach for middleweight. That's fucking crazy. He's only 6'2". That's John Jones territory. But unfortunately, he fights more like Chandler Jones. So, what are you gonna do?
How about Marcus McGee, man? Taking out your boy JP Bays in 2 minutes. Kind of knew right from the beginning of this fight how this one was going to play out, and it almost went exactly how you said it was going to in the pre-fight podcast. So, what a call by you, Marcus McGee TKO. I think we had that minus 145. At least I did. I don't think you didn't put it on your card, man. What's going on with you? What's going on with you?
I don't know. It was a weird card. I think this weekend is also going to be weird. I don't know what I'm going to do betting wise. I don't know if you looked at any of the lines for 292, but is it 293?
292.
Just absolute balloon lines, literally everywhere. I'm like, I don't even know what to bet on. I never know what to bet on, and usually I'll funnel something together. But this time I'm like, should I take the shot on Sugar Sean plus 200? Like maybe, but geez, man. So there wasn't just wasn't much to play, I think. I mean, I thought JP Bays was going to try to implement wrestling and grappling because he can't strike, can't take shots, but I don't know if he knows that or not because he got shelled with a step-in right hook from Marcus McGee. It was kind of an awkward stoppage because I was thinking the same thing when I watched it. I was like, oh, he's out. Oh, wait, no, he's not. Oh, yeah, he is. No, he's not. Like, he kind of face-planted, and then he kind of got up, and then Herzog kind of let him do whatever, and then he, stumbled face first into the octagon, into the cage. So it was very apparent that he was done. I mean, if he would have took one more shot, he would probably went out cold. So I don't have a problem with the stoppage from Mr. Herzog there. It was just kind of awkward because JP Bays has zero control of his equilibrium, zero chin, zero striking defense. He's now 9-6, and he's only 27, and he's been knocked out 4 times. So he's also been submitted once. So I don't know. I mean, he's definitely done now.
Look for his name on the watch.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not on there already. Honestly, I mean, Bruno Silva, Montel Jackson, Cody Durden, Marcus McGee. Yeah, I mean, they're not the worst fighters in the world, but they're also not the best. So I mean, if you're getting knocked out by all of them except for Montel, I don't know. I don't know what's next. He obviously, he's obviously still heartbroken.
Yeah, people kept saying that on Twitter. I was like, oh, man, everyone.
He's never going to live it down. He's never going to live it down.
It's a tough luck, dude.
Unfortunate.
It's a tough luck. But,
yeah.
That's what kind of happens when you're, I mean, hey, at least my girlfriend didn't live or work in the same company that I did. And then I have to, deal with all these fans yelling at me every time I do anything or tweeting at me all the time. So that part kind of probably sucks. So. How about Terrence McKinney, T-Rex, getting that win back, man? Getting back onto the green side of things with a 1 minute and 25 second. Excuse me, I almost just threw up on the mic. Decimation of Mike Breeden, who should not have been in the cage with him or in the cage. Period. I guess.
I don't even think he knew he was in the cage. Well, honestly, I don't think he knew. I don't think that was him.
Come on, man. That motherfucker right there is not real.
How about her being famous now all of a sudden?
Well, she's not real.
What a world we live in. 105 on total strikes. Mr. Mike Breeden threw. Terrence McKinney said, "Nope, I'm coming for you." 30 of 47. He's really hell on wheels that first 90 seconds.
Yep.
I still really worry about his footwork. I really, really worry about his footwork. If he had footwork like Hakeem Dawodu, I would be all in. Not all in, because he still has cardio like me. But
I saw you getting into it with people on Twitter about his footwork.
Yeah. I don't know who it was. Shaq Majori, my guy from Canada that does really good things. I forget who he works for. I don't know if it's MMA Junkie or not.
Who cares?
The
he
MMA media,
me, unfollowed me like a weirdo. But go ahead.
Yeah, the MMA media personnel is they're very odd people, but also they bounce around from job to job because that is not a great paying job, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, I see the potential. 100%, I see the potential. He's quick. He has power. He has amazing head kicks. Like, he wants to put somebody out with a head kick, and he's going to do it one day, I think. But he just has so many fundamental problems defensively, cardio wise, and with some technical aspects of his offensive striking. Even his offensive wrestling, I think he tires himself out. Really is probably the biggest problem that he has. So, yeah, I don't know. We just need him to really work on his game. And I see his tweets, and like, he doesn't seem like a dumb guy. He doesn't seem like somebody who's naive.
Well, did you see that the drama with that?
Maybe I guess I did not.
It's
on his Twitter account. Oh, that makes sense. But there's a lot of times I see him tweeting, and it seems like it's him the way he's like typing and talking, and he's just watching fights randomly, and he says random things, or he comments on like the NFL, like random shit. So I guess that's why I figured.
I just saw that he was on Ariel's show or something like that, and I was like, no, like somebody tweeted it was like, oh, just like you just found out like Santa isn't real, like Terrence McKinney, like. It's not him actually running the account, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to choose not to believe that. Simply, I'm just going to go about my days and act like I didn't see this. But
yeah, I mean, listen, I would love for him to, his next fight, you see him patiently kickboxing from the outside and blitz in once in a while, but then back up, circle around the cage, and pick his opponents apart, and maybe not tire within 30 seconds, but. I'll have to see it before I believe that. But I'm still here for it, man. Listen, I'm on the T-Rex train. I've always been on it.
Yep.
I've been thinking about getting my ticket off, but I'm staying, and here we are.
You've been waiting for the train to slow down just enough so you could jump off without breaking his shoulder.
But, yeah, but the
throttle fast. Is full. He only knows how to go fast, man.
So
you're either going to the destination or that train's fucking crashing. But, hey, enjoy the ride while you're on there. How about the Midwest Chopper? Isaac Dolgarian, not to be confused with Damon Targaryen, takes care of...
Dan Blitzarian.
Or Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah,
you can't forget him. But how about a absolute decimation of Francis Marshall's face? Because it was just takedown, hold, and smash. And Francis Marshall left in a bloody pulp.
Yeah, man, he had some hype, Francis Marshall, and I think that's just another guy, dude. So in this fight, he was
all you people out there, but
he was he one-upped Mr. Mike Breeden, landing one significant strike. He landed two. Yeah, I saw. I don't know if it was the commentators. They were like getting a little antsy because Dolgarian took him down and then didn't really do much. But then when he won, he was just trying to pass him, really. He was trying to slowly, systematically pass him, break him down, and then just smash him. And that's what he did. It took him a couple minutes, but it doesn't matter. He got him out of there in the first round like it was fucking nothing. Nothing. Like he started throwing those short, like very, very short, compact elbows that, maybe aren't as big as those John Jones 12-6s, but man, they cut you open and you bleed the same. That's for fucking sure. So that's two fights in a row where he's just really looked terrible, honestly. I mean, the Gomes fight, he landed like 10% of his strikes. And then this fight, he just gets smashed. I know he's young, but it just doesn't look like he has much defense, when somebody's dictating the fight, he's not going to do anything about it. Gomes dictated the kickboxing exchange. Dolgarian took him down and ground and pound him. So, and even again, Marcelo Rojo was doing good work before he got knocked out. So I think honestly, Francis Marshall is a bit of a front runner. He's still young. I think he works with some good guys. I forget who his trainer is. He fought for a long time. I can't think his name, but still, he's got some things to work on for sure.
Would that trainer be Mr.
Kurt
Pellegrino?
K something? Yes, Kurt Pellegrino. Thank you.
Batman.
I was thinking of Kurt Holloway. I was was like, I don't think that's his trainer. But
Not to be confused with George the Silencer Sullivan. So there's a lot of guys going.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. The Silencer, baby.
But yeah, not a great look for your boy, the fire marshal. Nobody likes the fire marshals anyway. I don't think anybody's ever.
Nah, they're always like, don't put this in front of the door and stuff like that. Come on, man. Well, if there's a fire, we're getting out of here, buddy. Don't you worry about that. But how about Martin Boudet? Really disappointed us here by not being a lay and pray like we had hoped for when we put our wagers down last week. He Kimura's Josh Parisian in the first round, and this was kind of made it look easy.
Yeah, he had about negative 15 seconds of cardio. That was bad. That was really bad.
Yeah, well, there's really not much. I'm not even going to waste your people's time.
Yeah, what else can you even say? Josh Parisian's about to get cut, Mr. Parmesan.
He should. And thanks for coming.
Yeah.
But he'll somehow find another. Him and Parker Porter will run it back, or I don't even know if they fought, but we'll find something for him like we always do.
Somebody will fight.
These heavyweights, the heavyweight division is full of just slop at the bottom half of it. It's unbelievable. But how about Jacqueline?
He did fight Parker Porter, by the way.
He did. I felt like he did. That's what I was like. Well, let's run it back then. Let's just run it.
They
back.
both somehow landed 120 strikes, so that happened.
That's probably a banger. If I remember, I think it was a banger. They were just going to war. Big two fat guys just laying on each other.
How he went 15 minutes after seeing that display. Martin Boudet put him in a Kimura like it was nothing. He pretty much helped him.
He said, "Here, dude," fed it to him like a WWE match. But Amarim takes care of Conejo, that's who they had her name at, not Montserrat Ruiz. They just used her nickname, which was something else. But I had nothing on this fight, so I didn't really care. I kind of knew exactly how you labeled it perfectly. This Conejo girl is just way too small to be mixing around. If you're too small for the lowest weight class, then you probably shouldn't be. You got to go somewhere where they have 105. I know they'll probably pay better here than they would somewhere else, but for competitive wise, it's you're fighting an uphill battle, man.
Yeah, she's so small, man. 5 foot, 61-inch reach. Like her strikes landed per minute 0.82, absorbed per minute 4.24. That is a massive difference. I know she fought Amanda Lemos in one of those fights, but God, man, she's not good enough. She's too small, way too small. Like, I don't know. Amarim, I was a little disappointed with. I think she has a lot of first round or bust parts of her game. First round finish, first round sub, I should say, or bust. But she ended up getting to the ground and pound in the third round here. So at least she's making improvements. She landed a fuck ton of strikes. I mean, she got, I think, let's see these scorecards. I think she got a couple 10-8s. So at least there's that.
Rightfully so.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. So the first 2 rounds, she got a 10-8 in the first 2 rounds from Mr. McCarthy and Mr. Camijo. But she got 2 10-9s from Tony Weeks. He didn't give her one 10-8.
Why?
And that's
Tony
the boxing
Weeks,
guy. He's cooked. Ever since that one stoppage, he's cooked. He needs to not be around any combat sport ever again. I'm sorry.
Don't call me John McCarthy.
Yeah. When Ron McCarthy is giving you the best card of the 3, something needs to be said.
Well, maybe that we talked about. Maybe that stern talking to that John gave Ron maybe really paid off. Maybe.
I don't know if John or Ron or Don are giving anybody a talk, but somebody needs to get a talk. Also, John McCarthy, anytime somebody gets hit hard in Bellator, all you hear is, "Whoa!" That's like his go-to. I think it's kind of funny, honestly, but the family's having some issues.
By the way, I'd like to just say it to everyone out here listening. If you do hear power tools in the background,
it's just a toothbrush.
It's just, I just can't do anything about it. It's either I do it today or this podcast doesn't come out. And I don't
ever.
Yeah, and I have no other place to do it, so it has to
Matt's
happen.
house is being rebuilt from the ground up.
It's unbelievable, man. We were good for a while, and then it's just just so you know that I hear it too. Okay, if you're in your car, like, what is that? Like, I hear it too. All right. If you don't hear it, then good, and I'm doing my job because I'm trying.
Then never mind.
But just so you know. But we have one more or 2 more. We got 2 more fights to talk about. Damon Blackshear. With the, third ever twister in the UFC's history.
Do you know who the first 2 were?
One was Korean Zombie, right?
You know who he did it against?
No.
Leonard Garcia.
Jesus. What was
and
the
you
other
know
one?
who the most recent one, Bryce Mitchell, did it to Matt
that's right.
Sales.
That's right.
So all 3 twisters happening in the last 10 years and 2 of them happening in the last 3 years. Very impressive. Yeah. That also looked very terrifying to be in. Not a good situation. Jose Johnson. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I got put in one of them one time, man, and it is one of the most... I didn't realize how uncomfortable it is. And you're like, well, he's just getting no. It literally feels like your ribs and your spinal column is getting just ripped out of your body. You're just like, okay, tap, 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 tap. You just get out of there.
I imagine that was the first level of pain that you felt when back in the day when you would get quartered.
Yeah.
Medieval times.
Yeah.
But Jose Johnson did pretty well on the feet while I was standing. He's quick, man. He's very quick.
Yeah.
They were swinging right off the bat. Damon Blackshear, good performance for him. And also, he's looking to become the first fighter to ever win 2 fights in a 7-day period. That's right. He's going to be back this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, he's fighting
Mario Bautista.
Mario Bautista after Cody Garbrandt, his chin got cracked by some soccer mom on the street. No, but
what did happen to him? Did he say?
I don't know, actually. I can try to look that up, but I guess the only other fighters to ever try that, who's the chick that fought twice in 2 weeks? Or 3 times in a month? Remember that it wasn't Montserrat, but it was somebody short wrestler.
Godinez?
Yes, Lupe. She fought 2 or 3 times in a month or 2 weeks, and Hamzat the one time fought twice in 10 days. Yeah. No one's ever done it in one calendar week, 1 7-day period. So honestly hope Blackshear does it. He didn't take much damage in that fight.
No.
But Mario Bautista is a tough out for almost anybody. I thought he was going to smoke Cody Garbrandt, but...
Yeah, I just hope the weight's not a problem. That would be the only... It's at 135 again, so... It doesn't look like he cuts a ton of weight. It looks like he's lean already, but... Who knows, man? This coffee, man. I got this new kind of coffee today, like a new Starbucks bag that I make in the coffee maker downstairs, dude. This shit is hitting right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I feel like I'm zooted right now. Yeah, I keep burping and shit. Like I'm fighting for my life right now. But
I was flirting with a Hispanic mother of 2 in the apartment lobby when I was getting my coffee. So
come on, man.
Just an update.
Hopefully he's listening. Shout out to you out there if you are listening. But Luana Santos, this one's gonna pain me to talk about.
Oh man.
Let's bring the energy down a little bit here. Juliana Miller, she gets the fuck beat out of her, man. She got beat up pretty good here on this. Luana Santos didn't exactly look like Israel Adesanya in there, but she didn't have to. When you're fighting Juliana Miller, who just ran across the cage and tried to throw nukes. She looked good for the first 45 seconds, but once she got hit,
I was gonna say
it kind of went downhill after that, and no wrestling was even really close to happening. And you almost for a second I thought you were gonna get that guillotine for your submission, that plus 550 you had, but
I know she didn't even look to do it. Honestly, I thought if she did look to do it, she would have, because I think at one point she tried to grab her and initiate a judo toss, but she didn't really get it.
Yeah.
So I was hoping she would try it again, because honestly, man, does Juliana Miller have? Does she? Does she strike you as somebody that has good balance or anything? She looks like she just sucks at everything, and it's kind of weird because she's 3-3 now. That's her pro record, 3-3. I think she's she should be in the UFC. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
put her back on the Contender Series.
A tree down in my hallway.
It's coming down.
Timber. But no, seriously though, it's all just looping. She doesn't look like she looks like she has no skin, no muscle to her whatsoever. No striking technique. No, nothing. I mean, she's a good grappler, but so what? Honestly, that's the if you can't really get them to the ground and you're not powerful enough to take people down, then what does it matter? And it seems like week after week or fight after fight with her, she just continually, she hasn't gotten any better. So maybe she needs to take some time off and really just like work on her game. But it doesn't seem like that's a part of her MO. But you know,
I don't know what her MO is because it's just
get punched
the cage
in the face.
the cage is the one keeping her up, and Mr. Herzog had to step in. I was watching the fight at work with one of my coworkers. He's like, "Oh, I feel like they could have let that fight keep going." I was like, "Yeah, probably not. Probably not the best idea."
That's funny when you watch fights with people who like don't really watch it like that. They're like, "Wait, well." Even
They're
some
like,
of my friends
stop the fight.
Even some of my friends who watch it all the time and they say stuff, I'm like, guys, that she was on death's door. She's standing there just getting pinged around back and forth. Like, the point of stopping the fight is that the guy, the referee who was, I believe, Herzog, who's the best in the game, thinks this girl's not going to be able to come back from this. And he's right. Yeah. She was not going to be able to come back from that. She's just eventually going to get put to sleep. And let's save her from getting put to sleep by ending the fight right here. So that was UFC Vegas 78. If you didn't watch it, we just told you about it. You didn't miss much. There were some good finishes, but other than that, there was a lot of ugly decisions and bad decisions on some, in some aspects. But Roundtree gets $50,000. Lucindo gets $50,000. Marcus McGee gets $50,000, and so does Damon Blackshear, getting a $50,000 check and then bouncing right back and fighting Mario Bautista. If he's able to pull that off and win.
Imagine he gets another $50K.
Dude.
100K in 1 week. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you could say that, man. That's that would be a huge night or a huge week at the office for Mr. Damon Blackshear, Philadelphia's own Damon Blackshear.
Yes,
so that was UFC Vegas 78. Like I said, we did have a little bit of boxing this past week, and were you able to take in the Navarrete fight?
Oh man! So a little bit before the fight started, I was like, "God damn it! I need to put a small bet of some sort on somebody." And I saw Navarrete was plus 180 right before they walked out, and I was like, "Oh, I'm taking that 100%." And that fight was crazy. That fight was crazy.
Well, when two Mexican gentlemen get in there, it's always going to be a little wild, man.
Emmanuel Navarrete, I believe, threw 1,000 punches.
I saw that.
1,000. He is such an interesting fighter with an interesting style. I'm starting to burp now ever since you said that.
I'm telling you, it's fucking me.
Like he's gonna throw a lot of punches. He's gonna miss a lot of punches, and he kind of I don't want to say he's off balance, but his footwork will be mixed up and not what it should be sometimes. But the way
you almost just tossed your lunch there, dude.
I had to mute myself to really clear my throat. It didn't even work. I don't understand. I really don't understand what's going on. Can I take a sip of water? Will that work?
Yeah,
Hold
try.
on.
Give it a try, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if much has changed, but he's just relentless, dude. He has a nasty uppercut. He has an awesome lead left hook. He doesn't really jab much. He kind of just leads in and just hits you really precisely, honestly, with that left hook. He throws everything, and he doesn't stop. I want to say he threw 138 strikes in the 11th or the 10th round. I'm trying to bring that up. Like, when you have somebody like that has such a high volume and they keep it up into the later rounds, like, I don't know how you're supposed to beat that, man. Like, Oscar Valdez is as game as you can be. He's very good. But, man, as soon as his eye started getting busted up, also, Navarrete broke his right hand in the middle of the fight. So, like, it's fucking crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. I'm trying to look at the shots now. Yeah, he was 216 of 1,038, Navarrete. That's crazy. He threw 600 more punches than Valdez threw. They didn't really go to the body much. They were just stand there and brawl, and Navarrete won a decision. I think the scorecards were really, really wide. 119, 109, 118, 110, and 116, 112. I thought it was pretty closer than the first two scorecards, but we cashed that money line, Emmanuel Navarrete plus 180. Cash that, send that ticket in. If you had Anthony Joshua win by knockout, to win by brutal knockout at minus 400, cash that ticket because he sent Robert Helenius to hell. I know you probably thought that was going to happen. Hit him with a straight right in the 7th round. He's still sleeping, I think. But and then in the co-main, we get two 40-year-olds, Gerald Washington, Derek Chisora. That fight was pretty hilarious. Ricky Hatton's son got another win. Other than that, yeah, not really much. I guess kind of a slow boxing week. The Navarrete card in general, I don't think there was like much going on the undercard, but that fight was great. It's always good to see Top Rank have solid ESPN cards and ESPN fights. This was one of them. I'm trying to think if they have anything else coming up. I think they might have Better Be Evan Smith this weekend, actually. That fight was, I think did it get canceled? I think it did. Okay, it did get canceled. I'm sorry. Better Be Evan has a jaw infection.
How?
Yeah, not sure. But they have one September 15th, Joette Gonzalez, Luis Alberto Lopez at 126. That's going to be another banger, honestly, with Xander Zayas in the co-main, undefeated Puerto Rican, I think he is. So that should be a good card. Top Rank usually does that. They go to Texas. They go to where was this one at? I think this fight was in Arizona. So Top Rank's been doing pretty well. I mean, honestly, boxing's having a really good year in general. So they're looking to rebound this weekend with, I'm trying to think who the fuck it is this weekend. Nothing really going on this weekend. It was supposed to be Better Be Evan Smith. Next weekend, Alexander Usyk comes back. Jared Anderson fights again. And then from there, it's, honestly, the September doesn't look that crazy. Canelo is at the end of September with Jermell Charlo, Tommy Fury, and KSI. I know you're waiting for that. Tyson Fury, Francis is in October. That's coming up.
Who cares?
So, Lee Wood and Josh Warrington. Looking forward to that one in the UK, October 7th. So that should be fun. But yeah, that was the weekend in boxing.
How about did you see any of the Bellator? I didn't catch any of it, but
yeah,
did you
I
watch
saw Mr. Brennan Ward got
eliminated. Yeah, he got. I saw him getting eliminated, but James Gallagher getting a big win.
Good feel-good story for Ward, but Logan Storley is a stud, and your boy James Gallagher squeaking out a split decision over James Gonzalez. So hopefully they give him somebody good next, and he gets absolutely smoked.
Oh, come on!
But Sidney Outlaw, I think, pulled an upset.
He did.
Beating Islam Mamedov. I think he beat him every round. I didn't even see what happened. Justine Kish, the woman who shat herself a while back, got a win.
Help her out. We don't have to bring that up every time.
I have to. She gave Pantera, my girl, good Instagram follow. She gave her first loss. Enrique Barzola got back in the winning column. Who else? There was somebody else. The wrestler, Jordan Oliver. I think he's from Oklahoma State. I don't know if he trains with DC or he's just friends with them, but he got an arm triangle in the first round. I'm struggling. Michael Blockus, he was from, where was he from? The All-American from Minnesota? He got in there his first fight, and he smoked some poor guy who was 0-4. So
on the post-lim.
Listen, if we're doing post-lims, how are you supposed to be taken serious as an organization?
He fought a guy who is now 0-5, by the way.
Yeah, Eli Mefford.
What are we doing? Well, that's why Bellator is going to be getting sold pretty soon. So that's
bought out, turned into PFL-ator. I will say though, $299 doesn't look great. It's going to be in Dublin. Johnny Eblin, Fabian. Aaron Pico's getting back in there.
Nice.
It's always good. The card itself is probably garbage, but Bellator 300, they have like 17 title fights, so they're really trying to stack that card up.
This is the end, it says, so we'll see if that's actually...
Does that really say that?
Literally, it says it ends here or something is the tagline for it, so...
This is all she wrote, folks.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
And then the Contender Series, I don't know if you watched it yesterday.
No.
At all. Okay, Paulo Hinato, he was on the season last year. He fought Jamal Pogues and looked like shit. He lost again, so not good news for him. I'm done with him. You go 0-2 in the Contender Series. I don't think there's much else, any more work for you to be done. Mr. George Hardwick, the best lightweight in Cage Warriors, lost every round to the biggest underdog, the Pride of Palestine, Abdul Karim Al-Salwati. So good win for that fellow. He's won like 5 in a row now. So, what else?
Everybody got a contract last night?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, everybody got a contract. This is going to happen all year. Everybody, as long as you win, you're getting a contract. And it's so unfortunate because it's obviously a way to, like, obviously these fighters would rather fight for $10K in the UFC than fucking, $12 in the regional scene. So it's obviously good for the fighters, but also not really. I mean, it's just a way to stack Apex cards with fighters that don't make that much money, and it just sucks. Like, obviously, I can't see all these fighters deserving a UFC contract right away. I just can't. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I definitely last week I didn't think they all deserved a contract, and I didn't really watch this week. So I'll definitely watch next week. There's some undefeated guys in the main event. There's a couple featherweights. Next week looks good. Some flyweights, just the lower fighter. You see heavyweights on a Contender Series fight, it's going to be bad. You just know. So, yeah.
So this Friday we have that PFL card. That's they're getting close to the end of their season. They got Pacheco and all that. We can save all this for our Friday episode, though. So, Renan Fajeda and Maurice Green.
Oh man,
this one's an ugly one. It's not actually the one. So we will get to this later.
Eddie George is fighting on this card. I thought he was done as a running back.
Yeah, he's coming back, and he's white now apparently. So that's a new thing to throw into the.
KSW. I don't think we have any of our boys
getting in there then. Yeah,
no, he's not. Damn it.
But ladies and gentlemen, we're done. That's pretty much it. That's all I got.
It's over.
Yeah,
it's all
over. It ends here. Ladies and gentlemen. But not really. We'll be back Friday for another episode of the. Well, maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe we'll try and give you.
We'll try to squeeze in some birds talk.
Yeah, we'll get some shit out there, ladies and gentlemen. We always try to help you out. All the content for all the people out there, we try to do our best. But
James Harden slander hour, that will be coming soon.
Oh man, I have it cooked up. I have a whole. My bag is deep with James Harden slander. So we will get into that. And I don't even like Daryl Morey, but it's we'll get into all that.
They can both get it. Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it. But my name is Matt McSweeney.
Ty Capone, as always.
Make sure you tip your waiter more than 20%.
Yes.
You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.